Hey Algebra 3-4 folks, we're going to do a quick video on converting between degrees and radians. So when you're measuring a angle, there's basically two different units that we use. We can use degrees, which is what we're used to seeing, like we see here. And then there's radians. So radians are sort of a whole nother way to look at an angle. And as we study more and more trig, we'll find that radians are way more useful than degrees because they allow us to convert to distances really easily. So typically we'd see an angle like this and we'd say, oh, that's 135 degrees, 90 degrees from here to here, plus another 45 degrees. But in trigonometry, usually we'll call this angle 3 pi over 4 radians, which looks really complicated. But remember, pi is just a number, so 3/4 of pi is a number as well, right? About 2.5 or so. So you want to think about converting between degrees and radians, just like you would convert with any kind of unit of measurement. For example, we can measure length in different kinds of units. We could say something is 20 inches or how many centimeters. So to understand this problem and to solve this, we need to know a conversion factor. So in inches and centimeters, 2.54 centimeters makes an inch. So if we know that ratio, 1 inch to 2.54 centimeters, we can set up the ratio for our new problem. 20 inches is to how many centimeters? So to solve this, we can do a little cross multiplication here. 2.54 times 20 is equal to 1x, or just x. So if I throw that into a calculator, 20 times 2.54 gives me a little more than 50 centimeters. So we should feel pretty comfortable converting something like this. We've done a lot of that. But now let's look at the same thing with angles. So we need a conversion rate. So our conversion is that pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Now, if you think about a circle, 360 degrees around the circle is 2 pi. This makes a lot of sense if you think about the formula for circumference. So halfway around the circle, 180 degrees is pi. So that's our conversion rate. So we set up our ratio just like we did with inches and centimeters. Pi is equal to 180. So what is equal to 135 degrees. So we already know the answer from before. It was 3 pi over 4. But let's calculate that just to double check. So again, we can do a little cross multiplying here. 180 times x is equal to 135 degrees times pi. So we want to solve for x here, so we divide by 180. And we get 135 pi over 180. Now this is a big nasty fraction, but we can simplify that. Both of those numbers divide by 45, so that becomes 3 pi over 4. So this is pretty typical when you look at radians. Most of the time it's in terms of pi, so there's usually a pi in the number. That gives us our most accurate answer. But we could also throw this into a calculator and figure out what is 3/4 of pi, and we'd get this number here, 2.356 radians. So these ultimately mean the same thing, whether we say this angle is 2.356 radians, or 3 pi over 4 radians, or 135 degrees. It's all the same angle being described in a slightly different way. The conversion works the other way around as well. All right, we can just use this same ratio and set up a proportion if we need to convert from radians to degrees. When you do that, you'll see you'll have a pi over a pi, so that pi is going to cancel out most of the time when you are converting to degrees. Hopefully this helps, and good luck on your assignments.